Welcome to Local Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance in San Diego County today, joined by Barbara Bree. She is a new member of the San Diego City Council. How's your new job?
I love my new job. I'm really excited to be at City Hall. I'm trying to make a difference for our community. As you know, I'm a high-tech entrepreneur and a grandma who never expected to run for office.
And let's talk about that because, a lot of folks who run for office, maybe they started at the school board or they were out on water board and then they run for city council. That's not your path. Like you said, high-tech entrepreneur, very successful. I mean, you were at ProFlowers, Connect, you've been a journalist before. How'd you wind up on this path?
So I guess it all goes back to the street in front of my office in La Jolla Shores, which had been torn up several times to have the same work done over and over again. And at a family dinner almost 3 years ago with my two daughters, Sarah and Rachel, who are grown up and in their 30s.
And gave you grandchildren.
That's right. They encouraged me to run for city council.
But like, where does that come from? I mean, look, obviously you're well-spoken, you're accomplished, but it is an interesting shift.
Yeah, it is a shift, but I'd always been involved in the community. I'd volunteered for a lot of other candidates over the years. I'd started an organization called Run Women Run as a nonpartisan group to elect San Diego women. So I was involved in the community, but never saw that it was going to be my path to be an elected official.
What did you think about running for office now that you're there? It's different than running a company. Government's a different beast. And so the election, actually serving, what do you think?
So the campaign was a lot like a startup.
Well stated. I like that.
Because you're creating something out of nothing. You have to figure out your message. You have to raise money. You have to build a team. And in everything I've done in my life, building the team is the most important thing. And I was blessed to have a team that included more than 300 volunteers.
Wow.
And we ran a real grassroots effort, contacting over 37,000 voters at their doorstep or on the phone before June. I personally knocked on the doors of over 6,000 voters. And it was a great entrepreneurial spirit. Because we were the underdog going into the election.
Right, yes. And I do want to mention that as a segue into your goals, because from what I understand, as the underdog, you were able to overtake the favorite, we'll call it, because of your message. And your message focused on innovation, focused on kind of the high-tech economy. Let's not forget, UCSD is in your district, literally in your district. And so explain why you think that message resonated and how you plan to take that message and put it into action.
Right. So my District 1 includes La Jolla, University City, Carmel Valley, Del Mar Heights, and all of UCSD, as you said. District 1 is the heart of the innovation economy. When we think of over $1 billion of federal research money coming into San Diego, most of that's coming into District 1 to either UCSD or one of the research institutes like Scripps or Sanford Burnham Prebys or Salk. We're the heart of the biotech industry in District 1. Illumina, which has been called the smartest company in the world, is in District 1. So it's a very brainy place. I'm in rooms with people whose IQs are off the charts. And so as I knocked on doors and talked with voters at neighborhood coffees, I mean, many of them worked in this world. Or they were a lawyer or a banker or accountant for this world. Or they had a cousin or a brother or a sister in this world. And they got why my background as an entrepreneur could be significant.
I know also, though, that as you've been talking about the high-tech economy, the innovation economy, you're concerned about, I'll call it a tale of two cities. Because while parts of San Diego are really thriving in the new 21st century economy, other parts, other San Diegans are having difficulty accessing the economy. And that's not unique to San Diego. I mean, this is a statewide national issue. So talk to me about how you're looking to try to minimize that gap.
Yes, the digital divide is significant. And during the campaign, USC came out with a report that talked about the income disparity in San Diego, particularly the digital divide, with the high-tech companies creating the really good paying jobs of today and tomorrow, and opportunities to participate in this sector not being available to communities south of Interstate 8.
Right, and that's the
So-
key. I mean,
so-
there literally is a line,
Yeah.
and we know where it is,
Right.
Interstate 8.
So this is something that's very important to me. What role can the city play? First, we fund part of the Connect to Careers program, which is run through the San Diego Workforce Partnership, and I sit on their policy board. I want to encourage more tech and biotech companies to participate in this program to offer internships to students all over the city.
And you've gotten very specific, and clearly you are a big fan of coding and coding education. Explain to me why you think even mere connection to coding, just exposure to coding, is of benefit.
Well, I think when you're exposed to the new technologies, it just opens your eyes up to all that's possible. And I think a lot of kids in all of our schools don't understand the kinds of careers and job opportunities that are available to them. And I think you need to expose them to as much as possible. I'm very pleased. There's actually an amazing organization in my district called the League of Amazing Programmers that offers programming classes for kids starting in elementary school through high school. And kids can actually earn an Oracle certification, which actually would make them very desirable in the marketplace. And they're offering this right now for free at 2 libraries in San Diego, at the Downtown Library, and they just started at the Malcolm X Library.
I want to dig a little deeper into this. I have 2 daughters, 15 and almost 13, bright young ladies, and they're at the age, 9th and 7th grade, where computers, coding, 3D, they're being exposed to it. But I can't deny, Councilwoman, that girls being exposed to it, it doesn't always connect. I don't know if it's the subliminal messages, I don't know what it is, but it's frustrating. I'm sure you've looked into this issue. What can you say about that element, connecting our young ladies to science, tech, STEM, coding?
Well, I think young women need role models. And I want to encourage businesses to be very engaged in schools. And then, women scientists, women computer programmers can go into the schools, can meet with kids. I mean, both young men and young women, and explain to them, what they do in their job every day and what it takes to get there.
But I walk by, there's a 3D lab at my daughter's school. It's all boys.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, there's a few girls, but you know what I'm saying. That's not unique. I don't think that's unique. And so, look, as a leader, I know you're not on the school board, but be that as may, as a leader in this space, is this something that we can talk about, pursue, push, cajole, whatever it may mean?
I think it's really, really important. UCSD, I think, don't quote me on this, whether this number is exactly accurate, but I think we have one of the highest percentages of women in computer science at UCSD than most other universities. And then the key is when the women start, is making sure that they stay in.
Right.
And what I've read what other universities have done is if women see what's tangible about why you're learning this algorithm and why that's going to matter, they're more likely to stay in the field.
Okay, her name is Barbara Bree. She is a new councilwoman in the beautiful city of San Diego, where we are today. My name is Brad Pomerance. I'm so glad you're joining us from San Diego County on Local Edition.